Well, welcome back. In the last video, I asked the students to do these problems down at the bottom. So what you should have been able to do is put each one of these into a graph and a table in your calculator, and then show it to your teacher or just show it to yourself for practice. Same with this one, same for the third one, and same for the fourth, where you are able to take a graph and then a table. All right. So if you haven't done that, pause the video and do that now. Again, just see if you can create the same graph and the same table. So at this point, you should have paused the video and done that, and I'm going to give you the answers on that. So again, we have to ask ourselves the question: are these in good form or bad form? Are we able to put these items into the calculator? So the first one, y by itself. So which one's that going to be? It's going to be in good form. So let's do the calculator work on that. So if we have this in good form, what we need to do is just go through our steps, and our steps are located here. So again, we're going to press, let's move it over here just briefly. We're going to press y equals. We're going to come up. I already have that something in there, so I'm going to clear it. I'm going to enter the equation. And this equation needs to be in good form, and it is. So we're going to put in 2x minus 4. And you can be following along. If you're just not sitting there watching, you're going to be putting this in the calculator. So we have it in. We can press enter, or we can just press graph. And your calculator should look exactly the same as what I have right there. So after you've done that, let's do the table. And again, the only difference is pressing that second graph. So second graph. And you should have a table that looks exactly like what's on the calculator that I have. So pretty easy. First one is in good form. The other easy one I did already. The other easy one is the good form right here. So if I were to do that, let's do it real quick. I would go back to my y equals, clear it, and put 5 in, and then we'll graph it. And you should have saw that on the last video. And then I'll also press second graph to get my graph. All right, so the first two were easier because they were already in good form. The next two are a little harder because we have to take it from bad form to good form. So what we're going to do there is the work here. That is, I don't know what that line is. But really, ignore it. It's not a plus. It's a minus right there. So let's do the work for the minus. All right. So we already talked about it being in bad form. We always do the same steps, and we always square the y, make our tree, and we get rid of the items. So I already did this problem previously, something similar to it. I'm going to follow the same steps like I did in the previous video. So what I need to do is get rid of the other side. So this is a positive right here. It's a positive. Opposite of that is subtracting. So it crosses out, and what I'm left with is you bring everything down. So it's going to become minus 4y equal to, and then you just, again, this doesn't have an x, so you can't combine it, so you just rewrite it, 7x plus 11. All right. Next step, we already got rid of the 7x, so now we have to get rid of this 4 to make it into good form. You usually always do the same steps. So it's a multiply, so the opposite of multiply is to divide the same number. Cancels out. If I do one thing to the tree, I need to do it to the other. This is a place where I do my heart. I heart math. You know, I say that to, I know it's corny, but I say that to maybe help you remember it. Okay, so we have a heart. And it's not the prettiest heart in the world, but maybe you can make a better one. So I bring that down, that canceled out, so the y, so we're starting to make this into good form. We do the left side of the heart. Negative and negative makes a positive. So it's positive. It's a bad fraction because you can't divide 4 into 7. So that's going to be 7 divided by 4. Or, if you're confused on that, use your calculator. What we have is negative 7 divided by negative 4. Enter. Okay, we have 1.75, which you can write that. That's fine. You can put that here, and you can put it eventually in your calculator. So, or I could do math and turn that fraction into or that decimal into a fraction. And it's 7 over 4. So I'm just showing you different ways that you can write this. So either way you write it, doesn't matter. You usually like to keep that a fraction, so I'll keep it that way. And then same thing on the right side. Positive 11 divided by negative 4. So I'll show that again. 11 divided by negative 4. And I'm just going to go right into a fraction. So I go math, fraction, enter. All right, so it turns it into a negative 11 over 4. Okay. So when I do that, negative 11 over 4. Right? So we have ourselves our equation. Right? So we can do this now. What we will do, y equals, clear what's in the calculator, and it's going to be 7 divided by 4x minus, what did I forget? I need to write my x, minus 11 divided by 4. And let's see what we get when we do that. And you should have a graph that looks just like this. And so I will do my second step, second graph. And what that's going to do is create the table. Let's do the last one together. So the last one was this 2x plus 3, y equal to 9. We're going to do the same steps. Square your y, make your tree, get rid of the 2x by making a negative 2x, negative 2x. It's going to be 3y equal to negative 2x plus 9. To multiply, opposite of multiply is divide. Divide over something on one side, you got to divide it on the other. I heart math. Y equals negative and a positive. Okay, and last time I did fractions, but I can show you that it can happen in the calculator with the decimals as well. Most of the time we like the fractions, but I'll show you it this way. Negative 2 divided by 3. Alright, that's a big long one. Actually, I'm going to go back on my word here. Let's keep it as a fraction. Because sometimes you get those fractions, and that's the problem. Or those big long decimals. So let's keep it negative 2 over 3x. And then a positive and a positive makes a positive. 9 divided by 3 is going to be 3. So we have ourselves in good form here. Right there. So let's do our work on that. Bring the calculator back up. We're going to go into y equals, clear the fraction, the equation, and input our numbers. So negative 2 divided by 3x plus 3. Graph. And that should be the graph that you get for that one. And again, you do the table by press the second graph. So there you have it. Those are the answers to those 4 problems, and I hope this was helpful.